So we switch to English. I think that's better for
Yes,
Martin,
yes,
for
yes.
Louis.
Now that we have the recording started,
Yes,
we can.
I think so. It's nicer. Oh, he did quite well, quite a lot.
Yeah. Let me just move this. Okay. Yeah, so there's a new app flow. Well, not really new. It looks very much the same.
Very similar, but he made a nice graph out of it.
Yeah, he did. He made like a flow chart out of it,
Yeah.
which is very good.
We should tell him that we should thank him for that because that's very useful.
Mm-hmm. To bGeigieZen. We're on card. It doesn't really make sense because there's an SD card, yes, and the settings in memory, yes. Then want to continue without an SD card. That one is weird.
Yeah, but then you cannot continue. Where do you go to then?
Yeah, but this should be like the default. Like if there's SD card and there's something in memory,
Yeah, that should be
and
okay.
that's
Yeah.
all good. Like that's the
You
normal.
wanna? Maybe he forgot the flow. I think that is
Yeah, it
there's
happens.
a mistake. I think. The no should not. The no is wrong. The yes and no should be reversed. And he didn't know
No,
what to do. I
because
think.
this one is correct because this one
Oh
there is an
yes,
SD
that's
card but
correct.
nothing in
Yes.
memory, and then you say welcome and you load the settings into the memory. And then no SD card, no things. This is. Do you get the valid ID? Yeah, that's that's the message you get. Like you have to insert an SD card config. I think the thing is this is like based on the old flows which we had over here. I think it's a bit different.
It looks like that. Yeah.
But we kind of changed our handling of the device because now we can always use the device as the Geiger counter. That was like the main thing. So like you can always use it even if you have no settings, no SD card. You can just use it like a normal Geiger counter. And also you cannot turn it off from a screen because we use the power switch, right?
Yeah.
So you turning it off through the software, then the power switch would still be on, which is not really what you want.
Yeah, but if you switch it off with software, then the GPS will also be switched off because that's controlled by the M5. There will still be power on it, but it's still the M5 stack will not be on.
Yeah, but the GPS will still be on and pushing
No,
like
no.
GPS values every second.
The GPS the power is controlled, the 3.3 volt is controlled from the M5 stack.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see.
So you can switch it off completely.
Yeah, you can, but then the Geiger counter, like the pancake sensor, would still.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. No, that's correct.
And also, I don't know if it like no, probably. Well, on the other hand, if you would want to turn it on again, the power switch already turned on, so you have to like turn it off and on.
So
It makes no sense. I think we had this discussion before, and because I was implementing some turn off device, and then you also mentioned like should only reset the device or you can turn it off manually with this power switch. But yeah, I think also having a restart. This is also why I removed all the restart buttons because they don't really do anything.
No.
Because you would just restart and get on the same screen again because nothing changed. Unless you put in like a SD card, but then it would automatically handle it already and go to a different screen like a welcome or wherever you have to go.
And one thing I was thinking that I think we talked about before, we should have like an state that if the Zen is in a certain state, it will when it powers it down, it comes up in the same state. I really like that idea. For example, if you
Yeah,
have
yeah,
fixed
I do
mode,
have. Uh, am I still sharing my screen?
yes, you're
Which is
still
about the
seeing your
code.
screen.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Well, I wasn't sure if I was just sharing my browser, but let's see the screens. So I have this default entry screen, which is now always a drive mode.
Mm-hmm.
But we can use like settings, like store some operational mode that we're in, and then go back to that operational mode.
Yes, that will
Based
be
on.
good. Yeah, based on the
So
last
I
one being
already
used.
prepared the implementation for that, so
Oh,
we just
great.
have to
Good.
do that. But now it's just drive mode.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Um,
That's great because that way, for example, if somebody using it always one way, then it's kind of automatically. If you switch it off, it comes back in the same mode.
yeah, I do think we should only have the operational mode, so fixed mode, survey mode, or drive mode.
Yeah. For
Like if
example, if I
you're in the
power
log
them,
viewer,
yeah.
would you then want to go back to the log viewer if you power it up?
Mm,
Or back to, let's say, drive mode, which you were in before?
I don't know. Yeah, I think it's just always store if an state is changed, it should store the state of the machine or the unit. And if it's powered down, it will come up in the same state. That would be my preference. It's like you switch off your
Yeah,
phone
that is,
or something
I don't
like
know.
that.
I think, let's say some use case, a person is just driving, and
Mhm.
then afterwards they go to log viewer, upload their log, and then turn it off. And then
Yeah, it
next
comes
day they
back in
want
log
to go
file. Yeah,
drive again, they turn it on, put it on the car, and then they forgot to put it in the drive mode or
that's
something.
true.
So I think I think we should base this on the operational modes. We can also, of course, save like the latest screen. Uh, I don't know, like maybe both, and we just use the operational mode to go
Maybe
back to.
we should make it switchable. I think that user can select if they wanted if the last mode being saved or let's say default mode, something like that. That would be ideal because in my case, I would like to for my the way I set up here, I would like to have it if it's in fixed mode and every time I switch it on, I have the first goes to drive mode, then I have to
Yeah,
switch to fixed mode, and then I have to go to the special mode. And
no, I think we by default we can use the operational modes. So if you turn it off in a specific operational mode, you can go back to that same one.
yeah, that would save for me time, and I think it's practical for other users too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll implement that. Like I already prepared it. Basically, I just have to add some code. So.
Okay, that's
Okay,
great.
I'll put it on my to-do for this week.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, that would be nice if you could work on that.
yeah, I have the same thing because I use fixed mode a lot, and if I upload a new version, start in drive mode, I have to go to the menu. Same issue, right?
Yeah, you know the drill. And another thing I've been last days I've been working on. I don't know if you saw that on using a LilyGo. The
Oh
LilyGo
yeah, yeah, I saw the changes in what was it,
in
safe
the
calls.
safe box. I think I'll put it. And
Hmm.
then even very small with the small GPS. And it's just you that the small GPS has an how would you say the connector out goes directly into it into the LilyGo. LilyGo has two small I2C connectors on them.
Oh, that's cool.
And then you can hook up like this.
Hmm.
I didn't work on the display yet, but basically I used the code from Ray and on the serial port I can get CPN out.
Right.
This is only just idea. And if we have a simple board on top, this is generation 4. This is not for this version.
Yeah, I get it. It is. I think it will be quite easy to port to LilyGo after we finish the Zen with the M5 stack.
Yeah, I think so, because that's going to be our main. I mean, and that's easy to build too for people.
Yeah. So, this is the right.
Yeah, this is the go-to range.
Yeah, I looked into it. You tagged me somewhere. The quick bills. Right. So how is this quick bills working for you then? Is it something we can use on the Zen V3 something or?
I'm trying to answer what I really like about it. It's easy to manufacture because Ray can manufacture many and quickly. So for us, that would save a lot of work than ordering it and getting the parts and everything like that. And it's probably Ray can make it half the price even as we do. So it's price and performance. I think it's better, and also then we have a unified design. I would like, if it's possible, on this design, what you see here, the design of the board to have it's more square. So not sticking out. This is specially designed for the tube, around the tube.
Yeah.
And if it's more universal,
isn't that
then
okay? Because we can, or the batteries in a way, you mean?
yeah, the batteries our problem.
Right. Okay.
Or I have to look into it. Maybe we can get like a half-side battery. Or I was thinking even of for this version of the Zen, yeah, that's the batteries in a way, and we like that battery too. But for the next version, for version 4, I would like to use a battery from the phone. Standard battery from Huawei. You click in it, and then you take.
Yeah, so also flat.
Yeah, flat and enough capacity. So I'm just thinking about it. I'm not sure what to do yet, but
well, perhaps we can. I'm just thinking, like, if we can use this SafePulse board, the specific one, but then turn it around and use the flat battery already in like a 3.1 version, maybe.
Yeah, I can do some
think that
testing.
would be okay.
Yeah.
But are these batteries expensive? The phone batteries?
They shouldn't be so expensive because they're mass produced. I think they're relatively, but we have to find let's say where they click in the housing of it. So you have the battery and it should go in, and then the holder. That's most important, I think. If we can find one
that's true.
and that clicks it in. You don't have to solder anything. And if you want to replace it, you take it out and put it in.
Exactly. Yeah. I think this bigger battery that we currently have. Let's see.
Oh, that's very standard, but it's quite.
Yeah, it's very standard, but it's still like it doesn't really. It's pressing into the liner, or what's it called, the rubber liner.
But that's not so bad, I think.
Well, it's not bad, but on the other hand, the Core 2 is also higher, so you get like stress on all sides.
Yes, you're right. Height-wise, the Core 2 is it's just on the edge.
Yeah, because I think the sensor now is also pressed to the rubber liner.
Yes.
And because I'm not too sure about that. Maybe,
No,
maybe we have to cut a hole again.
I'm not so sure too. They have to check. But the good thing is if it pressed against the liner, it doesn't move.
Yeah, that's true, but it feels like a bit wonky because I can press on the right side because the battery is not there, but on the left side where the battery is.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. It feels.
Yeah, it doesn't
feel right. you know.
I used to have stands-off under it, and that makes it much more stable. But then you have to add
that's
another
true.
part. So let's part I put
It's another part, plus it's another area where there's a lot of stress.
Sure.
Like there will be stress on the thingies. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of putting the core under stress like this in the case. For the same reason that my bGeigieZen cast was under a lot of pressure in the case, and it broke basically. But
Yes,
now it's working again.
okay.
These things are still very fragile.
Yeah, that's true.
I lost my fixed mode. Just realized if I'm not in fixed range, you can turn off this.
I cannot see you. Too small. If you make it, oh, hold on a second. Let me switch
Yeah.
different view.
Oh, right. You have the screen. You see it says in fixed range, no, but then the total uploads is also red because I
Yes.
forgot to change the color.
Whoops. That should be a different color. That should be white. Yes.
Right. Yeah, something. Total uploads. Yeah.
That should always be
all right.
be white. That's a quick fix.
Yep, that's how we do it. Press buttons. But yeah, if we go to like the LilyGo, like all these things where we say like M5 LCD or M5 battery or M5 buttons,
yeah,
we have to replace all of those.
But then it becomes universal, and then other people can use it too. You don't need an M5 stack for it. That's
yeah, we can make like small wrapper kind of things. So we have like a M5 stack version, and then the whole, like all these files would then use like maybe with a define or something. That would be the easiest, of course. Then use the M5 version, and then otherwise it would use something else. But then we wouldn't be using like M5.lcd here, but something different. But I don't know if that would work with like set cursor, like you have different.
Oh yeah, the different
screen resolution, of
different
course. And,
libraries. Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Yeah, I think that's quite a work.
A fun challenge.
It's not as simple as you think, I think.
No, it's not that simple. At least for the display, it will be like a lot bit difference. Like they will not be compatible.
No,
but I still think we have this render function would still be there, and then we have like draw buttons, perhaps, but maybe different way of like displaying this. But yeah, QR code would be different. I don't know. Something for later.
That's correct.
I also changed the Zen button. Oh wait.
Oh, by the way, I saw the gray going back to the menu.
Yeah. If I do this, then it should be fixed. Because what this does is it would have to be pressed for a short press duration amount of time, and I removed the binds.
Oh, that's
so
yeah.
It should be pressed
you
for
really need to press
that time at least, and then in the next cycle it should be released, and then it should be like I can
coming back.
If I do this, this would fix it for you.
Okay.
But what would ultimately fix it is me putting everything in a different cycle that for the things that take too much time. So the main loop would always be fast enough. But that's something I am still kind of working on the side. It will take a little bit of time. But not too much, because it is quite easy to make in the library itself, like in the sensor reporter. But then like handling it in the implementation, I'm not sure how much I want to do in the library and provide the functions, etc., for programs like this to use, or do the implementation in here. We'll have to see.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see later then. That's fine.
Yeah, my plan is to have it done at least like around in February somewhere. Let's say before March is the plan, because well, maybe faster. But
The plan is to soon start building the first
yeah,
production versions. So that would be nice if we have as much software done already, so people, if they receive their send, and then it all works most, let's say 95%, something like that.
yeah. No, I think the software we have right now is like with small changes like this, we'll fix like a lot of the possible bugs or performance issues, and then at some point we can like release this improved performance Zen with like better cycles and whatnot. But this version should be working really well. So
Yeah, I think so. So far, I mean, I'm very happy with the way it works.
yeah, me too.
Yeah, and
Like
fast
I have no
logging.
issues. I have good GPS logs, and I haven't tested the wonky GPS yet that I had before. I will have to do some other tests and enable better debug logging. Like we discussed, like the debug worker, where we can like log to
Yes.
SD card.
Yeah, make a separate log file from what's going on.
Yeah, like a debug log. Yeah.
If you switch debug on, then it's always logging to this file, and it can.
Yeah, but also like currently debug is a define in. I think we even have it in the platform
Yeah,
IO.
something. Yeah.
Debug is one. But I think I want to remove this and go for like more like a setting. Like you can enable debugging on the device, and then it will also, yeah.
Yeah, that's nicer. Yeah. And then what we should do is also, if possible, record the serial data what's being sent. So if the serial is not connected, you still have the data from it.
Yeah, then logs to SD card.
Yeah.
But also to the serial.
Yeah. What are you thinking?
Just thinking where in the code we would put that. I think it would be a reporter, like the screen, so it has access to all the workers and handlers, and it can just like log every second, or I don't know, every cycle where something happened, like all the states of all the workers or something. We can also use that perhaps to display on the screen what already does. I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
See how we do that, or maybe just debug logs. Now I'm thinking like, what if we do like debug print somewhere? Do we write to the SD card right away, or do we like save it and then handle it in the cycle somewhere, like all the logs that were done, write them all at the same time to the SD card?
I would directly save it, because if it crashes somewhere, then you have it saved.
Oh, right.
And that makes more sense for me.
Yeah, it does make more sense. I'm just hoping that we don't use too much debug logging.
That's true.
Like
We'll
every
not do
cycle, like
that.
hello, and then the SD card will be full within a few hours.
No, I don't think it goes that quickly, but
I mean, like some things you don't really want to write to the SD card, like if I am just like trying to debug something with it connected to the serial,
Mhm.
maybe we should have like a separate function, kind of like these, that it just prints to the serial port instead of also to the SD card. And then other logging we can do like through the logger worker or handler or whatever,
Kind of a
which
level,
then does both.
a different level of debugging. For example, simple debugging or more complex debugging. Simple debugging
Um,
only write to the SD card.
well,
And if you have a
I would
lot of
say no. I think it's better to just have like we have like a debugger where you can log to, and then if we just want to print something quickly to the serial output, we can just use serial print line, and then
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
like if it's just for testing if it goes somewhere or like with some values in the cycle while programming, then it's just easier to use serial.
Mm.
And then otherwise it would just like the logs that you would want in like a normal cycle, like if you just use it and you wonder like, oh, there was some weird thing going on in the logs or in the data, and you can just look back and then see what happened.
Mhm.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. Yeah, I'll see if I can make like a simple version of that first.
Yeah, then we can test that and we can see that.
E1. Yes.
Seems like Michael, I hope for him that he slept a little bit longer, that he's maybe not so healthy.
Oh,
That
right.
he
Yeah, maybe he
recovered.
still has
He
COVID.
still,
Mm.
that's my feeling. But he said that he would come. But I mean, I got a confirmation this few hours ago that he would join. But maybe he didn't make it.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he overslept.
Yes, that could
That's okay.
be. He's the only one waking up early in this house. Thank you.
Yeah, shall we also discuss like new times that we can meet during the week?
No, I think that we can do it in the channel together with Louis and with Michael. I think that's better if we have directly feedback on them.
That is true.
I mean, it's not up to me. I mean, I'm flexible, and you're kind of flexible. You mentioned.
Yeah, Monday and Tuesday would be easiest.
Yeah. No, for me, anytime is fine. So I can schedule around things. That's good.
Yeah.
And Michael seemed to be flexible too, but I don't know how flexible he is.
Hmm. Well, for him it would still be like morning as well. So if anything,
Or
it would be more possible than perhaps the afternoon or evening. So we'll see. I'm sure he will reply
yeah, I
today.
think so later on today or tomorrow. Let's see.
And then we can do maybe next meeting, which would be, can't see it.
Next week, Wednesday, or next week, Monday or Tuesday, something like that. That will be fine for me.
Yeah, like the 5th or 6th of February. Okay. Yep.
Okay, so I think that this is most of the stuff we have today. So I don't have any other issues that I want to talk about at the moment. So we also have about 4 minutes left, I think, 4 or 5, something like that.
Okay.
So we should, I think if we close that, that's fine for me.
5 minutes we have.
Yeah, 5 minutes, something like that.
Well, I think, okay, let me just share my screen again. Although I don't know if I can do this in 5 minutes. We'll see. So I'll just some of my
Oh, sorry, the
log
work
viewer
view, yes.
idea.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna copy paste. Can I do it? Yeah. Okay, so log viewer, what I currently have is this is the menu. This is select and
This is
like down
down.
or next. I don't know.
Next,
Like,
next, I think you have.
yeah, next. That is in the menu as well. So, but it's very similar. And then the first one here is we get this. You get the options to go to drives or surveys or journals. Can I move this? So you can select one of these, and then well, let me just delete this. Oh. Okay, no. And then once you select drives, for example, you have like drives, and then you get this list of drives of the logs, with also the next select, and this menu would then be back.
Yes.
Back to
back
the
to
screen.
the screen before.
And then if you select a drive, you would have upload and
I think select. You have to go to the file and then select and then upload.
I don't know this at the menu here, but I wanted to go back. So the idea is if you press the most right button, you can always like press it and go to the menu in the end. Like we'll take a few clicks perhaps, but like you can go back menu, and then you're in the menu and you can switch around, like close and open the menu. And the middle button is always select, and then you're in the lowest
yes,
version.
right.
And then like the thing is, I want to make sure that if you press too often, it won't really do anything. So you don't accidentally upload or accidentally
the other things double.
do something
Send
weird,
things double.
right?
Yeah.
So the left one is next. Now you just cycle. Here you select the one you want, and then you select. And then the left one would be upload if it's not
That's
uploaded
all.
yet.
Yes. Yeah.
And also would be perhaps grayed out. So that's my current idea of doing these.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And then as for the view, it would be a bit similar to the menu. So you can have like drives and it would have like some explanation on the right side. And then
Yes,
for
I like
these, we have a whole, like we have a lot of data. We have the date time, the timestamp, and if it is a drive or not. Well, we already know if it's a drive, and if it's already uploaded or not. So we can just show like the timestamp of the drive, and then after it like not uploaded or uploaded or something, and then you can enter it, and then in here this would be like the drive details with maybe like one of the lines and uploaded on I don't know, maybe we can have a timestamp when it was uploaded or maybe not, and then a QR code on the right side.
I think so. It's useful to have a timestamp. Do you know when it was uploaded?
Yes, but we also have the QR code on the right where you can view it on the API, as well as we have to store it somewhere, and it would be in the file name. So I don't know if we want to mess up the file name too much.